Hi everybody. So today I'm going to do a review of the ESV Preaching Bible. So this one is put out by Crossway. It does come in a really nicely done two-piece box. Very pretty box. So here's some information about this particular Bible. So it tells us that it was created from the ground up with input from over 1,000 pastors. Here's our list of features, which we will see on the inside. Here is a shot of the ISBN number. It does retail for $200, but you can find it for less online, and there will be a link in the description box so that you can check the current price. This one here measures out at 10 inches tall by 7 inches wide, and it is 1.5 inches thick. It's got nice head and tail bands, and the gold gilding on this with the Artgilding is just beautiful. I don't know if the camera is going to show the sparkle on that or not. You can kind of see the red, almost more like a salmon color, but the gilding is just gorgeous. It does have a goatskin cover, has a really nice grain pattern on it, and you can tell that that is just super soft. It is perimeter stitched all the way around the perimeter, but that grain on there just looks awesome, and it really is just super soft. It does have a decent yap on it, and so you could train the yap on there if you wanted to. The spine on this one is just beautiful. We've got Holy Bible, the ESV insignia, English Standard Version, and the Crossway logo. And then we do have 4 nicely done raised ribs. And who does not love raised ribs on a Bible? I think they just look awesome. On the inside we do have a cowhide liner, so it's super soft, really smooth. We do have a gold gilt line that goes all the way around that perimeter on both the front and then also on the back. And then it does tell us on the back that it is goatskin leather. It is edge lined, so this liner is going to be tabbed up into the block, and you can see that right there. We're going to have 3 pages of blank cardstock. Then we've got a presentation page, and then we get into our 2 title pages. This one is the 2016 version of the text. One thing we can see just right there, this is laying completely flat and we're not even into the Bible yet. So we're going to have our contents page, list of the books in alphabetical order. We do have a preface, and then we get into the explanation of features in this one. So it's going to give us information on the section headings, the textual footnotes. And then one thing in this one also is there are some cross-reference footnotes that are going to be in the New Testament portion. And so it's going to have direct quotations from Old Testament passages as well as parallel passages in the 4 Gospels. So that's really neat. It is a single column paragraph layout, but they do put extra white space around the verse numbers so that it does make it a little bit easier for your eyes to look and be able to see those verse numbers. It is a line matched text, so you're not going to get any distractions with ghosting, and we have 1.25 inch margins. So I'm going to get you up closer to that so you can see the font in there. And then you can kind of see what I'm talking about with the little bit of extra space around those verse numbers, so that it is just a little bit easier when you look down to be able to see those. It's a 10-point font, and with that line matching, it just makes it really easy to see. So nice and clear, and you can see that you don't get any distractions at all. You can see our art gilding there. And this gilding on this one, I don't know if the camera is going to do it justice, but it is just really pretty. They did just a fantastic job on the gilding. Once we get into the poetic books, we're going to have 1 3/4 inches on the margin space, and then we're also going to have a verse by verse format. So that's the one thing that I think that they probably should have done in the rest of this. I think it would be easier for a preacher to have verse by verse, but I've had this one for about 1.5 weeks now, and I've read from it every day. And whenever I do read from it, what I'll do is I'll look at the top of the page to see what verse it ends with, and then I'll intentionally look away from the Bible, pick a verse in my head, and then look back down and see how long it takes me to find that verse number. And it only takes a second, so it's not hard to find them. I just think a verse by verse would be even easier. But it would mean the Bible would be bigger as well. We do have 2 ribbon markers, just a single satin black ribbon, but it is nice that it does have 2. That's always a bonus. It is just black letter, so we're not going to have any words of Christ in red. Once we get to the back of the Bible, we get to the end of Revelation, and then we just have one page that's got the table of weights and measures on it, if I can get a hold of it. So we do have that, and then we just have one blank piece of Bible paper. And then we've got our full color maps. So I think it probably would have been better if they would have taken and maybe done 50 or so pages of blank Bible paper and maybe taken out the maps. I'm sure that a lot of preachers would prefer to have paper for sermons versus maps in their Bible. And it's not too much of a difference between that. I'll get you a little bit closer. So that's almost 50 pages right there versus the maps. So it wouldn't have made too big of a difference because we've got 1724 there up to 1772. And if we count these other 2 pages, that's going to be close to 50 pages right there. So I think they should have maybe put some more paper in this one for preachers to maybe do some more sermon notes. And maybe left out the maps. I don't know how many preachers would use maps in a Bible, but they are there. So they're going to be on the shiny cardstock. So your typical Crossway maps, if you've got a Crossway Bible, then you're going to be familiar with those maps. But just a really nice reading Bible. I think this one is just an absolute joy to read from. The font size is great. The fact that it's line matched, you don't get any distractions at all. If you were looking to use this one to preach from and you were holding it in your hand, we can see here that it is fairly floppy, but just depending on how you held it, you'd be able to hold it open just fine. It does weigh it in at 2.99 pounds, so if you're interested in the weight on that. But just really pretty. Again, the gilding on there is just really nice. This cover is super, super soft. You can't help but, if it's within reach, you want to be touching it because it is that soft. Really nicely done. Again, the spine on there just looks fantastic. But excellent reading Bible. I'm not sure if I would buy one for a preacher or not, because I think a lot of preachers would probably prefer a verse by verse. But they did ask over 1,000 guys, and this is what they came up with based on what those people said. But still just a beautiful Bible. I absolutely love reading from it. You do have plenty of space for your notes. So I would definitely recommend one of these. And you can get them right now. They're about half price at the moment. So definitely check out the current price on them and see if this is a Bible that you might want to get for yourself. All right. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.